Hari Om, Om Shanti. Greetings to all the spiritual ears. Let's chant a couple of Lord Krishna's stanzas from Sankhya Yoga, wherein these two shlokas deal with how our various desires anchor you to this planet so that you never come out of the unending cycle of rebirth and death. The cause of all ruining in one's life is due to various desires that you harbor in your own brain. You try to fulfill one desire in order to satisfy your senses. Other desires crop up. There is no end to the desires. They are the root cause of your destruction, degrading your Atman energy, your soul. You will never be able to elevate your soul so that it gets united with the super soul. That's the main goal. So, when you become a servant of your own senses, because your senses run in various directions very wildly, you need to control them using your mind. That Nigraha Shakti from your mind is required so that you can control the horses, your desires. Otherwise, your intellect also follows suit because you are in the world consciousness, the worldly consciousness. You completely turned your back to the Almighty's existence. You're oblivious of His existence, and you're forgetting that you are part and parcel of that super soul. That's the main reason. You need to get back to Him so that you will serve at His lotus feet instead of serving your senses, your sense organs, because they are running after the sense subjects and objects relentlessly. Evolve to the mode of goodness, that goodness mode, that sattvic character. If you think that you are operating under ignorant mode and passionate mode, they are being tamasic and rajasic. So, Lord Krishna highly recommends that do not go after satisfying your senses. Instead, realize yourself that you are part and parcel of His Spirit. So go after Him, sing His praises, worship Him, hear about Him, see Him, smell Him, taste His vibhutis, and have that feeling of touching Him, serving at His lotus feet. That's what is required. That focus is required. And also, we have been talking about performing that yoga sadhana, internal pranayama, wherein you can balance your prana and apana, eventually balancing both of those and getting all your systems functioning well within your own body, along with your psychological system, your brain. There is a chance to make yourself realize that you are part and parcel of that super soul. You yourself are a soul. Divinity is within your own body, in your own mind. So let's make use of this human form to realize our true selves and realize that Paramatman. So when you think about, when you brood over worldly subjects and objects, what happens? You actually get attachment to those worldly subjects and objects because you are trying to satisfy your own senses, forgetting about the Paramatman who created everything. But you are creating those attachments by scanning various things in the world, subjects as well as objects in the world, which are giving temporary pleasure. You may feel happiness at this moment, and next moment you may not. That's the type of pleasure you get. Impermanent pleasure from worldly subjects and objects. On the other hand, if you serve at the lotus feet of God, you get eternal happiness, that eternal bliss, because you are conscious of that Paramatman's presence in your own body, in every jiva's body. He is there as a witness. So once you develop attachment to the worldly subjects and objects, it does become a desire. When you try to fulfill a desire, then other desire comes up. It pops up from the hound of desires, just like many ants coming out of their ant hill. The desires, you know, crop up. When you satisfy, when you fulfill your desire, then you get that happiness, which is momentary, very impermanent. When you are not in a position to fulfill your desire, then it leads to anger within you, uncontrollable anger. Then what happens? That anger leads to loss of memory, loss of judgment. When that happens, then you lose your intelligence gets destroyed. As a result, in the end, you are completely destroyed. That means you will keep on revolving in this sansaric wheel, sansaric chakra, that is the unending, repetitious birth and death, because you are only material conscious. On the other hand, while fulfilling your desires, material desires that you only need for your sustenance, and in parallel tread the path of spiritualism, then you would not suffer. You elevate yourself, your consciousness increases from one dimension to another dimension, and finally, you will put maximum endeavors to reach the ultimate goal of uniting yourself with the consciousness of Super Soul, that Paramatman, that Mahabharat, the great illumination. Your soul itself is an illumination with your own body, empowering for all the body parts to function well. That's very important. Herein I bring back the abhyas of internal pranayam, the practice of internal pranayam, so that you make your body a diamond like, enabling all the systems in your body function at their maximum. Coming to the shlokas related to this subject, which we just spoke about from Sankhya Yoga. ध्यायतो विषयान् पुंसः सङ्गस्ते शोपजायते ध्यायतो विषयान् पुंसः सङ्गस्ते शोपजायते संगात् संजायते कामः कामात् क्रोधो अभिजायते संगात् संजायते कामः कामात् क्रोधो अभिजायते क्रोधाद्भवति सम्मोहः क्रोधाद्भवति सम्मोहः सम्मोहात् स्मृतिभ्रंशा सम्मोहात् स्मृतिभ्रंशात् स्मृतिभ्रंशात् बुद्धिनाशो बुद्धिनाशात् प्रणश्यति क्रोधाद्भवति सम्मोहात् सम्मोहात् स्मृतिविभ्रमः स्मृतिभ्रंशात् बुद्धिनाशो बुद्धिनाशात् प्रणश्यति Look at the chain of events when you brood over worldly subjects and objects in an attempt to serve your senses, to satisfy them without any control by your mind. First, you brood over worldly subjects and objects. Then it becomes attachment. That attachment rises from contemplation. If you contemplate, upon God, then you do not suffer. You will not have attachment to the worldly affairs. You will have only attachment to the singularity, that Supreme Soul. The worldly attachment becomes a desire. Then the desire is not fulfilled. Then you become angry. From anger, you lose your memory. You get that some more. You lose your judgment of what you're doing. You cannot discriminate when whether you are doing the right thing or wrong thing. You also lose your intelligence. When that is lost, your life is ruined. So, this is the chain of events. When you ponder, when you brood over worldly affairs, worldly subjects and objects. On the other hand, if you ponder over the presence of Paramatman in your own body, then you will not suffer. You will not go through this chain of events and consequences. On the other hand, you will get only the permanent peace and bliss. That's the main goal. So, now we know what to focus on, what to ponder over in order to justify the incarnation of your human personality from various other life forms that you evolved. Let's make use of this human personality and reach our final goal of uniting ourselves with the Paramatman. Of course, within you, when you unite within your own body, that means you united with the Paramatman present in the cosmos. You get that consciousness. It is automatically expanded to that conscious level. Hari Om, Krishnam Vande Jagadgurum, Govindaya Namaha, Keshavaya Namaha, Madhavaya Namaha, Shankaraya Namaha, Vishnuvaya Namaha, Upendraya Namaha, Pradyumnaya Namaha, Aniruddhaya Namaha, with another divine production in the days to come. So long, folks. Swasti.